You're not ready for the next phase of sales. Do you know what everyone's having you believe? It's a sales issue or it's a marketing issue. They think of it in one black and white scenario, telling you it's either one or the other. Great marketers will feel like they don't need to do sales. They don't need to invest more in a better sales team because they will just use better marketing, better sequences and emails, better organic content, better nurturing. They're so good at the marketing part, they think, why should I try out sales? Then you get all these salespeople who think, yeah, the leads are shit, it's sales, I need to be really good on the sales call. The truth is this, you need to be good at both, but you need to know which one you need to be good at. So if you really want to grow the revenue of the business, I'm going to give you my framework today, which is the belief bridge. The belief bridge is you think about what does it take to get onto the other side, which is to get someone to believe you and to buy. Let's say on one side of the river, and you want to get the prospect onto the other side. What do we need to do? We need to get them to believe in two things, the outcome and the method. And that's all of our sales and marketing that it does. It gets people to believe the outcome that you're going to get them, and they need to believe it for them to buy from you. The second thing is the method on how, the mechanism as marketers would call it, or on a sales call, the pitch deck. Now, on a call, you need to work out where are they in their journey right now. You know what a great sales team does? They get the leads over the line, but great marketers look at it in a way which is like, well, I got them pretty much all the way there and you just close them. I got you the lead, I nurtured the lead right up until you got to the call, and then you closed it, and then you took 10% of the deal. So then there's this big disconnect between sales and marketing. Who's actually doing the work? Let me explain it to you in the most simplest way possible. Marketing is to get someone over the river as much as possible. If you can get them over entirely, that's great. But what the sales team should be there for is to not only close a deal, but to get you more money. Because really good marketers now are realizing they don't actually need a sales team. And sales teams are panicking because they're thinking, oh, you know what? Marketers don't need us. They're getting so much better at content. They're so much better at nurturing. The reason why is, like, if you look at brands like Nike, if they had a t-shirt, a white t-shirt with a logo on it, and then I had a plain white t-shirt with no logo, you would pay 3 times more for the logo, mainly because of the branding, mainly because of their marketing, mainly because of the trust, aka the belief that they got you over. Imagine if Nike didn't have sales reps in the store, that they just use their website. When they only use their website, they do make sales, but when you're in the store, you know what the difference is? You'll go in, try the t-shirt on, and then you'll say to the guy who's outside the change rooms, mate, what do you think? Does that look good? And he'll say, yeah, it looks good. And then that verifies, and then you buy. Online, you will buy, but you have to have been nurtured enough to buy. And that's the way I want you to think about it. Now, in an online world where you sell on Zoom calls, that nudge can mean that you make an extra $10, $20, $30, $40,000 on a high ticket sale. If you're selling something for $500, $1,500, I don't think you need a sales rep. I don't think you need a sales rep to close that deal because the decision isn't important enough, and the data shows us this, for someone to get over the line with someone nudging them. But on the other hand, when you have something for 10K, your marketing might be incredible. And when you're someone like, let's say, Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi, that have put millions into their marketing, do you know what their brand allows them to do? Maybe just do one webinar and to get a ton of sales over the line. But if you look, Hormozi had sales reps plus a webinar. And I speak to Iman's team regularly, and will they be putting in a sales rep after the mid-ticket sale? Maybe they will. It's not for me to decide, but I do know all of the big webinar guys are considering adding sales teams on. Hey, real quick, if you're a sales rep wanting to become a sales manager, or a sales manager looking to improve your skills with the biggest sales manager training company in the online space, if you're interested in working with us and getting the results that 200 other businesses have, click the link in the description, go through the funnel, watch the video, see what we're about, and I'll catch you on the other side. We actually work with a lot of marketers that run very successful webinars, 8-figure webinars, but they have a sales team off the back of it. Because what can the sales team do for great webinar guys? Well, if you're on a webinar and you showed up to just half the webinar and you jumped off it and then you didn't buy, a setter can call and say, hey, notice that you jumped onto the webinar and you were only on for pretty much 50%. What got you to join in the first place? Why did you not complete it? And asking them those provoking questions, and then they might be able to get a few deals over the line. Think about it, if they called 1,000 leads of people that didn't finish the webinar, that never even got to the offer stage, statistically, you know that you would make a ton of money, because out of those 1,000 people, a percentage of them will be convinced to buy because they did have the problem enough to actually log on to the webinar in the first place. Some people just need a nudge. What a lot of people are doing these days is they'll make sales with marketing. Like, they'll have a simple checkout page, their content will kind of sell, and they'll sell it in the DMs, they'll sell in a doc, and they think, right, I've done it now, I'm selling just with my content. but you're selling the very small percentage people who are completely convinced. What about the bigger group of people that aren't fully convinced? What about the even bigger group of people that aren't product aware, that are just solution aware? And what about the even bigger group of people that are just problem aware? Now, as you know, unaware people, we don't target them unless you're a really big brand, because then you do more educational awareness content. When you have problem aware people, your ad kind of gets people in. When you make great content, people follow you for a very, very long time, and they move from problem, solution to product to most aware. And as they move through it, your content guides them. And when you think about the example I gave you earlier on about the belief bridge, some people are so good at marketing, they can move someone from one side to the other side, but it takes time. You can't get someone over very quickly, but a salesperson can. A salesperson can grab them and drag them over. Let me explain to you another way. If you think about top of funnel content, there's a lot of leads in there. There's a lot of people who have become aware of you. In middle of funnel, which is your value-based content that you give, this is where the setters get involved because they've given their details. They're in the middle of your funnel because they've opted in, they joined your community. They've given you some sort of information so your setter can dial them. For the sales teams that don't have a setter, what happens is the setters don't reach out to them, and some people fall through middle of funnel and go to the bottom of funnel and then end up in the buying pocket. But the big chunk of guys that are in the middle of funnel, let's say there's 100 people in there, only a few will make it through into the bottom of funnel statistically because your marketing will guide them. But if there was someone calling and reaching out to them, then they're going to get way more sales because you actually reached out to them. Now what's happening in the modern day is phones on D&D. People have an AI receptionist where it rejects calls. People don't answer phone calls as much now. So what they're doing is they're thinking, I just need to go all in on marketing because sales teams don't work. There's a crowd of people that believe this. Then there's a crowd of people, which I was in before, which are, you just need a sales team, you need to sell as hard as you can. And the guys who have been so successful in high ticket, people like Hamosi, did both. They were great at marketing and great at sales teams, which is why they scaled their info businesses to 4 million a month. You're not going to scale a business to 3-4 million a month if you don't have both mechanisms. If you're a business doing 100 to 250k a month just with marketing alone, then you add a sales team, you will make more money. If you're a business at a very early stage, doing between 30 to 100k a month, if you have someone calling your leads and pulling them into the sales call and then selling to them, you know that you will make more money, but you need to be such a good marketer. What's happening is great marketers just want to look at data and don't want to speak to people. They don't want to manage a sales team. Great salespeople aren't so good at marketing. I fell into that category. And as I've developed my marketing skills and sales skills and now worked with some of the biggest 7, 8-figure and some even 9-figure companies in the space, I literally manage $100 million worth of revenue every year. We oversee over $8 million worth of sales every single month. So I see everything that works. And what is working right now is great marketing, great retargeting. Jeremy Haynes has done an amazing job with all these sequences and Hammer Them sequences, the email sequences, the retargeting sequences, all of the organic content, paid content. Doing all of that will 100% get you sales. A big brand will get you sales. More people time on brand will get you more sales. A killer sales team will get you more sales and will be able to sell your same offer for more money. So if you care about LTV, if you care about profit, you need a sales team on there because your prospects will get so far over the bridge. Some of them will cross, but the guys who are in the middle of the bridge, the guys who are 3/4 over, who need that extra push, they need a sales rep to come over to their side and drag them over and sell to them. And that extra journey, which is the 20, 30, 40% to get people up to the other side of the river, it's only going to happen if you train your sales team really well, if you build the systems. I've made this video because nobody is talking about the middle point of how good you need to be between sales and marketing sync together. And because I'm chief revenue officer in many 8-figure companies, I can tell you, you can't just be good at one, you have to be good at both. The bigger your company, the more you have to be more marketing led. The smaller your company, the more you have to be sales led. Tony Robbins has one of the biggest sales teams in the space. They're so good at marketing and incredible at sales. That's why they make over 9 figures a year. When you get the companies that are doing both, they make all the money. So if you want to make a lot of money, you need to know strategically how to use the belief bridge, how to get people from one side of the river to the other side, and to truly look at your sales and marketing department objectively. How big is my brand? How many impressions total time have people had on my brand for how many years, and how convinced are they to buy? The more convinced they are, the less force I need to use in sales. But if I do use a proper sales team with my great marketing, I won't just sell it for 5k, I'll sell it for 12.5, I'll sell it for 15, I'll sell it for 20, because a sales rep will get more people over the line. I don't make any claims on how successful you're going to be, but I can tell you this: by thinking more strategically about your sales and marketing and understanding how the next phase of sales will work out, you will make more money. If you feel as though this video is helpful, comment below. If you want to join our community on understanding how we grow sales teams, join the free community in the description below. Catch you on the next video.